This is Edwin Rutkowski, I'm a full-time student at Full Sail University, and this is my art history class interview podcast. I intended to interview the curator of contemporary art at the Harn Museum in Gainesville, Ms. Carrie Oliver Smith. Unfortunately, Ms. Smith was ultimately unavailable for the interview. My second choice is Ms. Jan Quinn. She's a local designer and an artist. Ms. Quinn is known to many in the area as the Birdhouse Lady because she can usually be found at the local flea market enjoying her favorite hobby, selling some of her birdhouse collection and buying new pieces. Ms. Quinn is also an interior designer. Her most recent project was the theme and decor consultant for a new coffee shop opening in the area called the Birdhouse Cafe. On to the questions. I asked Ms. Quinn, what do you see as the role of visual arts in our mass-mediated world, and particularly in your profession? And she said, obviously the visual arts play a major role in her work as a designer and an artist. Her work all revolves around visually stimulating themes and elements. In mass media, good visual arts are essential to capture the attention of the increasingly skeptical audience. You have about 15 seconds to make your point to the receiver, or they will tune out and find something else. Captivating visuals are a big part of that, and they always will be. Next, I asked Mrs. Quinn, with new communications and media technologies, imagery is almost instantly available. Do you believe that this is having a positive or a negative influence on the industry? Her answer was essentially both, positive and negative. She thought that positive because thanks to new technology, people who once had no access to artworks can now enjoy them. On the other hand, the piracy issue can be considered a negative effect. I guess you take the good with the bad, is how she put it. Next question. I asked her what popular images does she see that are frequently rechanneled throughout the entertainment industry. It was kind of funny. The first thing she said was, for some reason, the first thing that came to her mind was the image of the little boy peeing on the opposition. Sometimes it's rival schools, sometimes it's Chevy versus Ford. It originally started as a spoof on Calvin and Hobbes, she thinks she remembered. Now the little guy is everywhere, she says, especially in rear windows of vehicles everywhere. Next, I asked her if there are particular images that the industry has popularized and or created. And her answer was that she thought some of the most famous entertainment industry images are the big stars of the early days, like Marilyn Monroe, Humphrey Bogart, and then later on Elvis Presley, and more recently Michael Jackson. She says these images are iconic and timeless. Next, I asked her who is one of your favorite visual artists or what is her favorite style of art. She had said that her favorite art styles are pop art and Art Deco. When she designs a room, she tends to fall back into Art Deco treatments for some reason, she says. She also said when she buys pieces for walls and decorative things, they are usually pop art style pieces. She feels the two styles work together well, especially in the work that she does. Next, I asked her, how has your knowledge of famous artworks influenced your creative process? And she replied that she thought that Andy Warhol's art had a big influence on her style. She had previously mentioned the pop art, and Andy Warhol was the first thing that came to her mind. As far as her process, she said that she doesn't really have much of a process per se. She doesn't really give it a whole lot of thought. She says, I just do it. Well, that's about all the time I have for now. Thanks for watching.